Sakala Vaishnava Gosai.
Endlich mal was Neues.
Ja.
Endlich mal was Neues, sag ich.
Ach so. Sakala Vaishnava Gosai. Daya Koramore.
Sakala Vaishnava Gosai. Daya Koramore.
Yante Chinadarikae. Edina Pamare. Shri Guru Charana, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Parapadma Paya, Murikorodaya. Toma Sava Karuna Vine, Iya Praptinaya. Yoya Mui, Kairo Nishaya. Karuna Sagar. Hey Kavarasa Mui, Dariya Antara. Punaresanai Mui, Aparadesima. Amaudaya Loke, Tekao Mahima. Namasankirtana Ruchi, Hara Premadana. Hera Mohane Deo, Maya Sakaruna. Sakala Vaishnava Gosai, Daya Koramore. Yante Chinadarikae, Edina Pamare. Jaya Vaishnava Gosai, Jaya Vaishnava Gosai, Vaishnava Gosai, Jaya Vaishnava Gosai. Jayo Nanda Nandana Gopijana Vallabha Radhanayaka Nagarashyam
Jaya Nanda Nandana Gopijanava Radhanayanko
Nagarashyam So Sachina
so Lalitai Shaka Gonitai Guru Parampara Guru Dev Women of Saman Aprashi Pipapo. Du musst raus und predigen und Leute hier dann einbringen, einweihen und Pujari ausbilden. Ich wollte, wenn du aufnimmst, das Gesetz so mit beeilen. Geburtsprogramm. Ich kann es auch zu Guru Dev stellen, alles andere dann steht dann noch in das 2 Minuten Brief. No people here, nobody is doing pujaris here.
Du bist direkt unter Mikrofon, also halt dich ein bisschen zurück.
Alle wollen ein einfaches Leben haben.
Geht nicht weiter oder soll ich mal abschalten? Soll ich aus meiner Wochenübertragung? Was soll der Quatsch? Kontrollier mal dein erstes. Bando Sanghe Chaditaro Ranga Parihas Bando Sanghe Chaditaro Ranga Parihas Seva-Ashram. Mano Samvedadita Ganga Parihas Mano Samvedadita Ganga
Das ist gut. Und so gut für die Kultur. Das ist noch was. Dann zu Yoga Maya. Hindi. Hindi. Shishana
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Sisi Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Govardhan Radha Si Patsamandala ki jai Syama Kunda Radha Kunda Muna Ganga Tutsi Bhakti Devi ki jai Si Harinam Sankirtan ki jai Kantarat Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai Prihat Midhanga ki jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavin ki jai Si Gaura Premanande Hari Chakshunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gurachandaya Radhikai Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktayo Namo Namah. Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Pima Padaiti Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gavatase Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kantana Gorangi Radhe Binnavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Punarami Haripim. Bhaktya Vihina Aparadalakshay Ksiptasya Kamadi Tarangamatte Kipamaitang Saranang Papana Prinde Namaste Charanarvindam Yang Pravachantamanupeta Nityam Tvaipaino Viharakatara Atsuhava Putteti Tanmayataya Taravo Vinedus Tang Savabhutarita Yang Monimana Tosme Vansakalpatarubhyassa Kipasanupayavata Patitanam Pavanipyo Vaishnavipyo Namo Namah. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, chapter 2, sloka number 18. Param Padam Vaishnavam Amananti Tat Param Padang Vaishnavam Amananti Tat Param Padam Vaishnavam Amananti Tat Yat Na Iti Na Iti Atat Utsisrikshavaha Yanneti Netityatat Utsisrikshavaha Yanneti Netityatat Utsisrikshavaha Visritya Dauratmyam Ananya Saurita Visritya Dauratmyam Ananya Saurita Visritya Dauratmyam Ananya Saurita Rida Upaguya Araha Padam Pade Pade Rido Paguyara Padang Pade Pade Rido Paguyara Padang Pade Pade Translation. The yogis, desiring to give up the world which is not Brahman, thoroughly know that impersonal aspect of Vishnu, defined as not this, by avoiding erring intelligence concerning the Lord's nature and avoiding everything not related to the Lord, while embracing at every moment the worshipable lotus feet of the Lord with their whole heart. So that is a little complicated topic. But the meaning here is that the yogis, which are actually attaining the transcendental platform, they're aspiring for the Brahma, the impersonal aspect of the Lord. This is impersonal aspect of the Lord is defined as na iti, not this, not this, not this, not this. And that is how the Brahma realization is classified, because you cannot say what Brahman is, because it has no qualities. Yeah, it is nirvishesh, nirvika. It has no qualities. It has no words. You cannot describe it. So you can only describe what it is not. It is not material. It is not this. It is not this. It is not form. It is not sound. It is not earth. It is not water. It is nothing like that. It is something indescribable. So, but here it is said, these yogis, they avoid the erring intelligence concerning the Lord's nature and avoid everything not related to the Lord, while embracing every moment the worshipable lotus feet of the Lord with their whole heart. Means if these yogis are real yogis, then they avoid false intelligence. What is false intelligence? False intelligence is to say, like, God's form, Krishna's form is material. And everything related to God, His name, His deity, His devotees, they're all material. That is false intelligence. That is Mayavad ideas. So the real yogis, real Brahmavadis, they will avoid this kind of intelligence, and they will avoid everything not related to the Lord. Means they will connect everything with God, as we have heard before, by meditating on the universal form or meditating on Paramatma. And they embrace at every moment the worshipable lotus feet of the Lord with their whole heart. Yeah. Even these yogis, they may be attached to the Brahman aspect, to the impersonal aspect. They want liberation, Brahman liberation. But still, they will worship God for that. Yeah. So this is like difference between a Brahmavadi and a Mayavadi. This Brahmavadi, they can actually attain mukti. Mayavadi, with false understanding of God's nature, they will not attain mukti. They will actually become stones and trees. So that yogi, he may have attained the impersonal form of Vishnu, but the devotees like Narada, they have much deeper understanding than the jnanis. And the devotees, or false intelligence here can also mean only being attached to the impersonal aspect. The devotees, they understand that the real Brahman, real absolute truth, actually is personal. That is God. And these devotees, they do not have any affection for things that are not related to Vishnu, not to God. So the yogis embrace the lotus feet of Vishnu, who is worthy of worship at every moment with their hearts, considering that as all in all. When they desire to realize only the Brahman aspect of the Lord, they desire to give up the atat, means everything except that. But they do not give up the visible world because it is useful for serving the Lord. Okay, this means the devotees, those who have proper understanding, they will use the world in God's service. They will not say everything is false, everything is false. This Mayavadi idea is everything is false. But the real devotees or real yogis, they understand everything is God's energy, therefore it has to be used in God's service. And that way you can attain the transcendental platform. Those who think that the body of Vishnu is material, they are fools. So that is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's purport. Now we reach Srila Prabhupada's purport. First his translation again. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The transcendentalists desire to avoid everything godless, for they know that supreme situation in which everything is related with the Supreme Lord. Yes, real transcendentalists, they will not, they will avoid anything which is not connected to God. Therefore, pure devotee who is in absolute harmony with the Lord does not create perplexities, but worships the lotus feet of the Lord at every moment, taking them into his heart. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, Lord Krishna says, that there exists the unlimited spiritual sky. There the planets are called Vaikuntha Lokas, or the abode of God. In that sky, which is far, far beyond the material sky and its sevenfold coverings, there is no need of the sun or the moon, nor is there necessity of electricity for illumination, because the planets are self-illuminating and more brilliant than the material suns. Pure devotees of the Lord are absolutely in harmony with the personality of Godhead, or in other words, they always think of the Lord as their only dependable friend and well-wisher. They do not care for any mundane creature up to the status of Brahma, the Lord of the universe. Only they can definitely have a clear vision of the Vaikuntha planets. Such pure devotees, being perfectly directed by the Supreme Lord, do not create any artificial perplexity in the matter of transcendental understanding by wasting this time in discussing what is Brahman and what is not Brahman or Maya. Nor do they falsely think of themselves as one with the Lord, or argue that there is no existence of the Lord separately, or that there is no God at all, or that the living beings are themselves God, or that when God incarnates himself, he assumes a material body. All different Mayavadi philosophies here. To say when the Lord comes to this world, he accepts a material body, and that is false conception. Or that living beings are God, or that there is no God. Or, yes, thinking themselves as one with the Lord. So, that actually means this creates disturbance. That kind of other philosophies, they poison the mind of people, and in that way they become, at one point they become atheist. That point. This Mayavad philosophy actually, it leads to atheism in the end. Because if there's no God, then ultimately there's also no one to control what you do, like that. And you can declare anything as God. You can say dog is also God, stone is also God, because everything is Brahman. I'm also God, you're also God. And this way, creating a lot of confusion and a lot of problems in the world. And in the end, people just become completely materialistic and atheistic. Like one of the first sadhus from India to go to the West. Maybe Vivekananda or something like that. Vivekananda, I think. Also, he was meeting with Christian dignitaries, high people, and he was invited to a big feast. So then he was eating meat at that feast, and then they were surprised. They said, "We thought that Hindus are vegetarian." And then he said, "Oh, is there something which I have not yet eaten? Bring me that." In other words, everything is one. That was his answer for that. So in this way, many bad things are going on. The name of religion, and actually this Mayavad has a very important part in the destruction of real religion. Like, for example, this principle of bhakti or love. It is destroyed by different principles. Like, for example, there's one person, and you tell to that person, you don't exist. I don't believe that you exist. That is obviously against the principle of love. Then there can be no love. That is atheism. But if you tell to that person, then you are everything. That means there's I'm you. This stone is also you. You are one with everything, and one pile of stones is the same as you. This is also against, will also destroy love, like that. Of kind. Yeah, there are different kinds of things that actually destroy the principle of love, and that Mayavad, it is one of those. And therefore, religion is destroyed by this kind of false philosophies. Apart from the classes of impersonalists or non-devotees, there are also classes who pose themselves as devotee of the Lord, but at their heart maintain the idea of salvation by becoming one with the impersonal Brahman. They wrongly manufacture their own way of devotional service by open debauchery and mislead others who are simpletons or debauchees like themselves. That is like Sahajas. They have no real relationship with Krishna. They actually want also to be one with God, like that. And they are not even following properly the rules and regulations. They're doing nonsense. So they are also bad. All these non-devotees and debauchees are, according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, duratmas, or crooked souls in the dress of Mahatmas or great souls. Such non-devotees and debauchees are completely excluded from the list of transcendentalists by the presentation of this particular verse by Shukadev Goswami. Yeah. Real transcendentalists, they must worship God. That is true. Even they want to become one with God, means merging within Brahman, they want just liberation. Still, if they are real transcendentalists, they must worship God. Either the universal form or the Paramatma. Otherwise, they will not be able to come to the transcendental platform. They will stay on the material plane. So the Vaikuntha planets are factually the supreme residential places called Parampadam. The impersonal Brahmajyoti is also called Parampadam due to its being the rays of the Vaikuntha planets, as the sun rays are the rays of the sun. In the Bhagavad Gita it is clearly said that the impersonal Brahmajyoti rests on the person of the Lord. And because everything rests on the Brahmajyoti directly and indirectly, everything is generated from the Lord, everything rests on Him, and after annihilation everything is merged in Him only. Therefore nothing is independent of Him. A pure devotee of the Lord no longer wastes valuable time in discriminating the Brahman from non-Brahman, because he knows perfectly well that Lord Parabrahman, by his Brahman energy, is interwoven in everything, thus everything is looked upon by a devotee as the property of the Lord. That's a different mindset, like that. One mindset is, okay, this material world is bad. It entangles me. And there's so many disturbances here. So, therefore, I will avoid anything material. I don't want to have any relationships because they are material. I don't want any nice things to eat. This is all bad material. I don't want any job. I don't want anything. Just not this, not this, not this. 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90. And this is the mood of the...
They don't do anything, just sit in one place.
Yes.
They don't even do service to anyone. They don't even brush teeth.
No, they will do something because they understand now we are in a conditioned state. So we have to follow some rules to understand that we are Brahma. Means they will try to live a life in the mode of goodness, but not entangle with anything and not enjoy anything in this world like that. Just trying to be as little as possible involved in anything. Just like there are some religions in India, Jains, they will, when they drink water, they will filter the water through cloth, so that not any living entity they will come. They will eat something, not something plucked out of the ground, only something which is growing above the ground, which is, you will not die when you eat it, like that. Jains, yeah. So in this way they try to avoid any karma which could entangle them in this world. So and always meditating, this is not God, this is not transcendental, this is not transcendental. Trying to free themselves from anything which could entangle them in this world. So but the devotees, their mood is completely different. Their mood is, everything is part of God. Everything belongs to Krishna. He has manifested everything in this world, so everything should be connected with Him. And by connecting everything with Him, then His mercy will be available for us, and we will be taken out of this material existence by His mercy. Not that we have to ourselves fight ourselves out of this world, but we simply serve Krishna with love and we leave it up to Him. He may have me take birth again or not. Janma obi moya itcha jatitor. Then Janma obi moya itcha jatitor. Bhaktir grihe jani janma homo. If you want that be born again in this world, okay, I have no problem. But please let me be born in the house of a bhakta. Because then I will not forget you. And then, Kita janma ho jatta tu vadas. Even you can have me take birth as a worm, no problem, but I want to be your das, your servant. That is good. But I don't want to be even Lord Brahma if that Brahma is against you. The devotee tries to engage everything in his service, does not create perplexities by falsely loading it over the creation of the Lord. He is so faithful that he engages himself as well as everything else in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In everything, the devotee sees the Lord, and he sees everything in the Lord. The specific disturbance created by a duratma, crooked soul, is due to his maintaining that the transcendental form of the Lord is something material. Yes. If you live with that conception, everything is Krishna's. We are using everything in his service. We are just his servant. Everything become easy and natural. No problem, no perplexities. Everything will be very clear. As soon as we deviate from that concept and that everything is Krishna's, and we are using everything in Krishna's service like that. As soon as we have a different conception, then this life becomes very complicated. And many problems come. It's like modern societies, just more and more problems and complexities, and more problems and more complexities. Because they try to do everything without God. Denying God, that's why everything just becomes more and more complex and complicated and problematic. It's very interesting how, like, scientists, they want to find out what is the origin of the world. The idea was from the beginning, let us find the elements from which this world is made. Then very easy we can understand this world, can understand it very easily and perfectly. So then they try to find out. But what happened? Science just became more and more complex and more complex. First there were some scientists, they were in every science, they were learned. Then after that, they were splitting up. One expert for this part of science, one expert for this part of science. Now it is even like that even within one part of science, you cannot find one person who knows everything about that part. This is just... And as they go into detail, more and more complicated and complex it becomes. When I went to school, I learned mathematics. I thought mathematics very nice. It's very easy and very clear and logical. No confusion. It's just easy. 1 + 1 is 2, and like that. But then, as more you go into mathematics, it becomes more complicated and more complicated and more complicated. And finally, you end up with so many different subdivisions of mathematics, which are incredibly complex, that one person cannot understand even with his after many years of study. So that is nature of Maya, this material world.
They just produced some theories from their minds and try to find evidence for their theory. And rich people just...
They try to understand, like this, like that. They try. There's one circle. They try if they think they can find a rectangle. Rectangle? How do you call that? Rectangle which exactly describes the the Fläche, the space within the circle, So then they start making difficult theories, and until now no one ever has found a formula how you can calculate the area, space of a circle with rectangle. How you make the same? So anyhow, in this way, Maya just creates more and more complexities. If you don't like God, then you just get more and more entangled in this material world. Text number 19. Itham munihi tu uparamet vyavastita itang munis tu paramet vyavastito itang munis tu paramet vyavastito Vijnana Drik Virya So Randhita Asaya Vijnana Drik Virya Surandhita Asaya Vijnana Drik Virya Surandhita Asaya Sva Parshnina Apirya Gudam Tataha Anilam Sva Parshnina Pitya Gudam Tatonilam Sva Parshnina Pirya Gudatam Tatonilam Staneshu Shatsu Unnamayet Jitta Klama Staneshu Shatsu Namayet Jitta Klama Staneshu Shatsu Namayet Jitta Klama. Translation. In this way the yogi, situated in Brahman, having destroyed all subtle desires by the strength of his vision of realization, gives up everything, though it is difficult. Pressing the Muladhara chakra with his heel, without fatigue, he raises the air through the 6 places. Very technical. This is how yogis, they will leave this world, how they will attain the perfection. Some commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Itam here means situated in Brahman. He is speaking about these yogis who are meditating on the Brahmajyoti, impersonal meditation. Though they are not against God, they are not Mayavadis, Brahmavadis, but those who want impersonal liberation. The word tu indicates that he must make a great endeavor for this, compared to what will be explained later. Those who meditate on the personal form, for them it is much easier, because they have the mercy of the Lord. But those who meditate on Brahman, it is not easy, it's difficult. His subtle desires are destroyed by strength of his vision gained through realization. He must have some realization, Brahman realization, otherwise he cannot give up material desires. The method of giving up the body is then described. How will he give up this body? He will press the Muladhara chakra with his heel. Muladhara chakra is that opening where we pass sthuna. That he will close that with his heel, and then the prana, he will raise the prana, the life air, through 6 places, through the different chakras. The navel, the heart, the chest, the base of the palate, and the forehead between the brows, and finally the Brahmarandra chakra on the head. Starting below the navel, passing the Svadhisthana chakra, one raises the air to the navel with the Manipuraka chakra, then to the heart with the Anahata chakra, then to the chest to the Vishuddha chakra, situated below the throat. And this will be more explained in next shloka. So, translation by Srila Prabhupada. By the strength of scientific knowledge, one should be well situated in absolute realization and thus be able to extinguish all material desires. One should then give up the material body by blocking the air hole through which stool is evacuated with the heel of one's foot and by lifting the life air from one place to another in the 6 primary places. Purport. There are many Duratmas, Duratma means bad persons, who claim to have realized themselves as Brahman, yet are unable to conquer material desires. There are many persons, they say we are sadhus, we are great yogis, or realized Buddhists, or saints, or whatever. But they have not conquered their desires to become popular in this world. Some people, they advocate themselves in internet, so that they may have millions of followers like that. But they explain, I'm great yogis. There's so many desires they have. Material desires are based on the false ego of the living being and are exhibited by his childish and useless activities to conquer the laws of material nature and by his desire to lord it over the resources of the 5 elements. With such a mentality, one is led to believe in the strength of material science, with its discovery of atomic energy and space travel by mechanical vehicles. And by such tiny advancements in material science, the false egoist tries to challenge even the strength of the Supreme Lord, who can finish all of man's tiny endeavors in less than a second, like we have seen just now with the earthquake. In a matter of seconds, everything finished, if God wants. So, a real transcendentalist, he has to be free from all material desires. Material desires means I want to enjoy and control this world. The well-situated self or Brahman realized soul perfectly understands that the Supreme Brahman or personality of Godhead is the all-powerful Vasudeva and that he is part and parcel of the Supreme Whole. As such, his constitutional position is to cooperate with him in all respects in the transcendental relation of the served and the servitor. Such a self-realized soul ceases to exhibit his useless activities of attempting to lord it over material nature. Being scientifically well-informed, he fully engages himself in faithful devotion to the Lord. Scientists, they usually say religionists, they are just blind faith. Everything is only faith without any evidence like that. But if this idea is more closely analyzed, we will understand that it's like this. First, science is also based on faith, because empirical science never gives truth. It gives only a theory, and it may be different. You have to have faith. This one scientist, he will tell you garlic is very good to eat. So then you have your faith in that scientist. You eat garlic. Then after 10 years, another scientist comes and says, actually garlic is poison. If you take that, you will poison yourself. So then what you do? So in this way, science is also based on faith. But more than that, knowledge is not just empirical knowledge on the basis of what we can see and experience. Knowledge is also knowledge of morality, for example. This is also knowledge. Just like in every society, you get certain values and moral standards. And you have to have faith that this is proper. Just like your parents, they will teach you, you should behave like this and like this. And you must have faith. If I follow that, then I will have good results if I do that. So also based on faith. In the school, they may tell you, you have to behave like this and like this. This is good and this is bad. Then you have to have faith to believe them that this will be good for me, like that. Furthermore, so this is on the basis of morality. This is also one kind of knowledge, moral knowledge. Then beyond that, there's the intellectual platform or the philosophy. Different philosophy of life. Like modern people in school and everywhere you learn, the goal of life is to make money and to make economic advancement and to enjoy life. And this will make you happy. So otherwise, communists, for example, Karl Marx, his philosophy was, everyone should just act for the country, for the state. Like ants, they do everything for their state, like that. In this way, you will become completely happy. That was his philosophy. And then, everyone in this world, they are part of such an experiment, like that. Everyone has to believe something. Whom do you believe? You believe in Karl Marx, or you believe in modern people who tell you the goal of life is to make money and enjoy. So how do you know what is right or what is not right? You have to have faith. Like in East Germany, or before, they fought. They fought for communism. They thought, we will have a better world. We will become happy. We have to fight for that. Then, after how many years, they find out, actually, maybe this idea was wrong. And then, so, this is based on faith or not. Everyone has to live with faith. It is not possible to live without faith. So this is knowledge on the platform of the intellect. And finally, there's the platform of the soul. And as more finer we come, as more faith you have to have. Like in a gross way, like the faith if garlic is good for me, you will find out quickly if that is good for you or not. But if you follow a false philosophy in life, you may find out after 50 years or even longer like that. So the more subtle some knowledge becomes, the more actually you have to base your faith in something which will you experience much later, like that. So in this way, actually Vedic knowledge gives knowledge on all these different levels of knowledge. And faith is necessary. Without faith, you cannot advance anything in your life. You have to have faith in something. So best to have faith in the absolute Shastra, which is not made by man, which is coming from divine revelation. And then you have a good chance that you will get in a good direction. Maybe one reason, Being scientifically well informed, he fully engages himself in faithful devotion to the Lord. Therefore, we say Vedas is also science. Veda actually means knowledge. But this science, this knowledge, it is very scientific. But it is still based on faith. Because faith must always be there. And it is scientific, but not only empirical on the empirical platform, but on other platforms also, very scientific. Everything here in these books is tested for thousands and millions of years. Therefore, we can have some faith that following that is good. By, just Lord Brahma, for example, how long does he live? Lord Brahma, he has written Brahma Samhita. How long does he live? He lives billions of years. So he will understood by now. He will have understood, and he has 4 heads. He is very intelligent. So by now he has understood what works and what doesn't work. So after he realized everything, he wrote Brahma Samhita. So we should follow Lord Brahma, or we should follow Karl Marx. What is better? Like that. That Karl Marx, he had a small flat, only like 2 rooms, 3 rooms. And he was walking up and down in his 3 rooms. Whole day he was walking up and down, so that the carpet and the floor, it was just completely walked off, like that. And he was just walking up and down and thinking. And then writing down his manifesto. Yeah. So you have faith in him. Then so many people had faith in him, following him, fighting for him, dying for him. So
Abraham.
what?
Abraham.
Hey, what's that?
It's like Christian saint. He
Abraham. Mm-hmm.
people don't know what to do. He will say, "Okay, I go under to the on top of this hill, and I will speak with God. What he will say, and he will come back after some time and go. God said, we will do this."
And everyone followed. Good. Okay. Continue. The expert yogi who has thoroughly practiced the control of the life air by the prescribed method of the yoga system is advised to quit the body as follows. He should plug up the evacuating hole with the heel of his foot. And then progressively move the life air on and on to 6 places. The navel, the abdomen, the heart, chest, palate, eyebrows, and cerebral pit. Cerebral pit. This is here on top of the head. Controlling the life air by the prescribed yogic process is mechanical, and the practice is more or less a physical endeavor for spiritual perfection. In olden days, such practice was very common for the transcendentalist, for the mode of life and character in those days were favorable. Even at the time of Krishna, this was practiced, this kind of method, like that. Nowadays in Kali Yuga, we cannot do this. In modern days, when the influence of Kali age is so disturbing, practically everyone is untrained in this art of bodily exercise. Concentration of the mind is more easily attained in these days by chanting of the holy name of the Lord, and the result is more effective than those derived from the inner exercise of life air. So that's good, just chant Hare Krishna. and be happy. So we stop here and continue tomorrow morning. Go Premanande Hari 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 Bol. Mancha Kalpatobhyasya Kipasantu Bhayavata Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namah. Das Thema war, dass die echten Yogis keine Mayavadis sind, sondern dass sie Gott verehren. Bei meinen Eltern, die ganzes Leben Kommunisten und dann alles falsch. Meine Eltern ganzes Leben Kommunismus gefolgt, voller Überzeugung. Meine Eltern. Und dann plötzlich aus allen Wolken gefallen. Plötzlich war alles falsch.
Wieso hat es nicht funktioniert? Kann ja nicht sein. Wir waren das so überzeugt.
Deswegen durch Experimente herausfinden, was richtig und falsch ist. Wir fallen ins Wissen wird es unsicher. Jai Satchinandam Seva-Ashram
Bhagavatam ki jai, Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Bhagavatam